Okay then, so let's work through the setup position when we perform this full swing. So really importantly, and I like to repeat this in every section, and that is your grip. So grip is vital. Now remember, so we get the left hand on top, going across our fingers here. So get the club working across the fingers, and we close our palm on top of the club. So you're looking for 2 to 3 knuckles, and the V here going towards your right shoulder. The right hand then just sits on top of your thumb, and you can either overlap your pinky, so put your pinky in the groove between your index finger and your middle finger, or you can interlock your fingers. That just means poke your index finger out in your left hand and put your little finger in between and lock them together. But again, getting your thumb on top of your other thumb. Okay, so thumbs are down the handle. Now I like to opt for the overlapping grip here, so I'll just move in a little bit closer so you can just see one more time. So we have the club working through our fingers here. Thumbs down, I can see 2 to 3 knuckles, this V going to my right shoulder. Then the right hand, we just sit that on top. Okay, just clamp your fingers round on top, and then I like to opt for this overlapping grip here. A lot of golfers like to go for the interlocking, but I just find this overlapping more comfortable. So this little finger just fits in this groove, and you can see the 3 fingers here are just sitting on the grip, then with my thumb directly on top. Okay, so that's the grip. Really important that we do check this often. I have a tendency to get a bit strong in the grip, so my hand creeps around there too much. Really common thing I see is a lot of golfers tend to get a bit too weak, so they grip it actually a little bit too much in the palms and their hands around here. It's very difficult to control your club face and get a good release there. So let's make sure we do get it across the fingers, hand closing over, right hand on top. Let me just put that little pinky in that groove, or we interlock, whichever one you prefer. Okay, so let's just talk about your aim. Now, what we want to make sure we do is we stand parallel to our target. So we've got this yellow stick pointing to our target, which is the hump, just to the left-hand side of the tree there. There's got 3 little mounds. I'm just aiming over the middle mound. So we make sure the first thing you want to do is line your club face up to your target. Now, a really good way of doing this is actually if you stand behind the ball. So we stand behind the ball, then we put the club up in front of us and point it to our target and just try and find something in front of the ball. So there's a kind of a bit of fluff there just in front of the ball that I'm just going to aim just to the right of that bit of fluff. So now when I line up to the ball, I'm guiding my club face just here, just to make sure it's square. I then follow an imaginary line from there through to my target, just double checking it. We then make sure our feet are at a 90-degree angle to this. So I've got a yellow stick down here just to help me here. So we get our ball position and then our alignment. Now, what you might want to do occasionally is just ask if you're practicing with friends. I really recommend if you're learning the game to learn with some friends so they can check up on you, just to check your positions, and you can help them as well. So we've got our club face lined up, our feet. Then you want your shoulders parallel as well. So it's shoulders parallel, hips parallel, knees parallel, feet parallel. Really good to get these checkpoints early to make sure you get these right nice and early on. We know our club face is square because we're lining up just to the side of that bit of fluff there. So club face square, feet, hips, knees and shoulders square. So hopefully we're now good to go to put a good swing on the club and know that we set up in a good position. So if it goes away, we know it's something we've done halfway back or down or at some point in our swing and not in our setup. Okay, so now let's talk about the different ball positions. So this is where the ball goes in your stance with the different clubs. So we're just talking about irons now, we're not going to talk about the woods just yet. So let's start off with the 9-iron. So I've got 9-iron in my hand here. We're going to play that from the middle of our stance. Okay, best way to know where the middle is, just stand with your feet together, put the club behind the ball, just take an equal step left and an equal step right. We want our shoulders to be around about shoulder width apart. So that's a 9-iron in the middle of our stance there. We then go 7-iron, so we're just going to shuffle the ball slightly forward in our stance, so not at the middle, but just forward of middle. Okay, so we had 9-iron, middle of our stance. We're now just going to shuffle that slightly further forward now, so it's just forward of middle. So that's the 7-iron, which is just forward of middle. Now with the 4-iron, we then just shuffle slightly further forward again. So it's 9-iron middle, 7-iron just forward of middle, 4-iron I would say just back from the heel. Okay, so it's those different positions, and then you work the other irons around those gaps as well. So it's only small margins we're moving it. So 9-iron middle, 7-iron just front of middle, 4-iron just front of the 7-iron position. So it's just moving forward the longer the club gets. Okay, and obviously with the 4-iron it's a longer shaft, so you would then stand a bit further back as well. So as we then gradually work into the 9-iron, we'll get a bit closer and move that ball position slightly further back as well. So that's the ball positions there. Just remember, so 9-iron from the middle, 4-iron just back from the left heel, and then all the other irons just fit in that gap there, just fit in between. Okay, so let's go through this posture one more time. We have gone through it in other videos, but let's just talk through this posture again for the full swing. So we like to see you nice and tall. Get your feet shoulder width apart. Then you can pop a club across your hips and just push your hips back and tilt your spine over. So we've got that nice straight line over the back of our head and down our spine angle. Okay. Once you're in this position, we just have a slight flex in the knees. So you don't want to be locked there, but you don't then want to be sat in your heels here. I see this a lot when we go through this drill actually. Golfers, they put their club down their back, head against the golf club, they then tilt over. And then when they bounce their knees, they then sit back into their hips, sort of sit into the back of their heels. So I want to see you tilt over, slight flex in the knees. Then that is your posture. Okay, your arms then just hang down from your shoulders. So your hands are directly below your shoulders. Then that gives you a good indication of how far away from the ball you should be. So you just let your tilt, bounce, arms nice and straight, not locked straight, but relaxed straight. Then just let the club kind of drop from there, keeping your hands below your shoulders. That then gives you a good indication of how far away from the ball you should be. So I'll just shuffle, so I'm close enough to this ball now, hands dropping from shoulders. I'm in a good position here. If you find yourself kind of reaching out to the ball, see how my hands are up here now, out kind of in front of the peak of my cap, I'm really stretching out to the ball, I'm going to find it very difficult there to strike it. And again, vice versa, if my hands are too close to my body, working at an angle kind of closer to my body rather than my shoulder line, and then too close to the ball, so I'm going to have to make adjustments to kind of get my body out the way to hit the ball. So it's really important we get this starting position correct. So tilt in the hips, slight bounce in the knees, then just let your arms drop from their shoulders there. So that is your posture and the distance from the ball.